Thomson Reuters Corporation is a multinational media and information firm based in New York City. It was created by the Thomson Corporation's purchase of British-based Reuters Group on April 17, 2008, and today is majority owned by the Woodbridge Company, a holding company for the Thomson family. The company operates in more than 100 countries, and has more than 60,000 employees around the world. Thomson Reuters was ranked as Canada's leading corporate brand in the 2010 Interbrand Best Canadian Brands ranking. It is headquartered at 3 Times Square, Manhattan, New York City. History: the Thomson Corporation. The company was founded by Roy Thomson in 1934 in Ontario as the publisher of the Timmins Daily Press. In 1953 Thomson acquired the Scotsman newspaper and moved to Scotland the following year. He consolidated his media position in Scotland in 1957 when he won the franchise for Scottish television. In 1959 he bought the Kemsley Group, a purchase that eventually gave him control of the Sunday Times. He separately acquired the Times in 1967. He moved into the airline business in 1965, when he acquired Britannia Airways, and into oil and gas exploration in 1971 when he participated in a consortium to exploit reserves in the North Sea. In the 1970s, following the death of Lord Thomson, the company withdrew from national newspapers and broadcast media, selling the Times, the Sunday Times and Scottish television, and instead moved into publishing, buying Sweet and Maxwell in 1988. The company at this time was known as the International Thomson Organisation Limited. In 1989, ITOL merged with Thomson Newspapers, forming the Thomson Corporation. In 1996 the Thomson Corporation acquired West Publishing, a purveyor of legal research and solutions including Westlaw. Reuters Group. The company was founded by Paul Julius Reuter in 1851 in London as a business transmitting stock market quotations. Reuter set up his submarine telegraph office in October 1851 and negotiated a contract with the London Stock Exchange to provide stock prices from the continental exchanges in return for access to London prices, which he then supplied to stockbrokers in Paris, France. In 1865, Reuters in London was the first organisation to report the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. The company was involved in developing the use of radio in 1923. It was acquired by the British National and Provincial Press in 1941 and first listed on the London Stock Exchange in 1984. Reuters began to grow rapidly in the 1980s, widening the range of its business products and expanding its global reporting network for media, financial and economic services. Key product launches included Equities 2000, Dealing 2000-2, Business Briefing, Reuters Television for the financial markets, 3000 series and the Reuters 3000 Extra service. Post-acquisition, the Thomson Corporation acquired Reuters Group plc to form Thomson Reuters on April 17, 2008. Thomson Reuters operated under a dual-listed company structure and had 2 parent companies, both of which were publicly listed: Thomson Reuters Corporation and Thomson Reuters plc. In 2009, it unified its dual-listed company structure and stopped its listing on the London Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. It is now listed only as Thomson Reuters Corporation on the New York Stock Exchange and Toronto Stock Exchange. In June 2008, it was reported that it would be launching a news channel to rival Bloomberg TV and CNBC. This turned out to be false. The company released Thomson Reuters Econ in 2011. On February 13, 2013, Thomson Reuters announced it will cut 2,500 jobs to cut cost in its legal, financial and risk division. On October 29, 2013, Thomson Reuters announced it will cut another 3,000 jobs, mostly in its legal, financial and risk division. Operations: the chief executive of the combined company is James C. Smith, who was the chief executive for the professional division, and the chairman is David Thomson, who was the chairman of Thomson. In late 2011, the company announced a new organizational structure with 4 divisions: Financial and Risk Operation, Financial Professionals and Marketplaces, Enterprise Solutions, Media. Legal, formerly North American Legal and Regulatory. including West, makers of Westlaw, and Carswell. Intellectual Property and Science, formerly Thomson Healthcare and Thomson Scientific. Thomson Healthcare and Thomson Scientific were merged, then sold in 2012, and is now Triven Health Analytics. Tax and Accounting, formerly Thomson Tax and Accounting. Thomson Reuters shares are listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. It competes with Bloomberg LP, in aggregating financial and legal news. Market position and antitrust review. The Thomson Reuters merger transaction was reviewed by the U.S. Department of Justice and by the European Commission. On February 19, 2008, both the Department of Justice and the Commission cleared the transaction subject to minor divestments. The Department of Justice required the parties to sell copies of the data contained in the following products: Thomson's WorldScope, a global fundamentals product; Reuters Estimates, an earnings estimates product; and Reuters Aftermarket Research Database, an analyst research distribution product. The proposed settlement further requires the licensing of related intellectual property, access to personnel, and transitional support to ensure that the buyer of each set of data can continue to update its database so as to continue to offer users a viable and competitive product. The European Commission imposed similar divestments. According to the Commission's press release, the parties committed to divest the databases containing the content sets of such financial information products, together with relevant assets, personnel and customer bases appropriate to allow purchasers of the databases and assets to quickly establish themselves as a credible competitive force in the marketplace in competition with the merged entity, re-establishing the pre-merger rivalry in the respective fields. These remedies are viewed as very minor given the scope of the transaction. According to the Financial Times, the remedy proposed by competition authorities will affect no more than $25 million of the new Thomson Reuters Group unregistered trademark $13 billion plus combined revenues. The transaction was cleared by the Canadian Competition Bureau. In November 2009, the European Commission opened formal antitrust proceedings against Thomson Reuters concerning a potential infringement of the EC Treaty's rules on abuse of a dominant market position. The Commission investigated Thomson Reuters' practices in the area of real-time market data feeds, and in particular whether customers or competitors were prevented from translating Reuters instrument codes to alternative identification codes of other data feed suppliers to the detriment of competition. In December 2012, the European Commission adopted a decision that renders legally binding the commitments offered by Thomson Reuters to create a new license allowing customers, for a monthly fee, to use Reuters instrument codes in applications for data sourced from Thomson Reuters real-time consolidated data feed competitors to which they have moved. Purchase process. Historically, no single individual has been permitted to own more than 15% of Reuters, under the first of the Reuters Principles, which states, Reuters shall at no time pass into the hands of any one interest, group or faction. However, that restriction was waived for the purchase by Thomson, whose family holding company, the Woodbridge Company, currently owns 53% of the enlarged business. Robert Peston, business editor at BBC News, stated that this has worried Reuters journalists, both because they are concerned that Reuters journalism business will be marginalized by the financial data provision business of the combined company, and because of the threat to Reuters' reputation for unbiased journalism by the appearance of one majority shareholder. Pooja Hammer, chairman of the Reuters Founders Share Company, explained that the Reuters Trust's first principle had been waived for the Thomson family because of the poor financial circumstances that Reuters had been in, stating, "The future of Reuters takes precedence over the principles. If Reuters were not strong enough to continue on its own, the principles would have no meaning." He stated, not having met David Thomson but having discussed the matter with Jeff Beattie, the president of Woodbridge, that the Thomson family had agreed to vote as directed by the Reuters Founders Share Company on any matter that the trustees might deem to threaten the 5 principles of the Reuters Trust. Woodbridge will be allowed an exemption from the first principle as long as it remains controlled by the Thomson family. Acquisitions. In July 2009, Thomson Reuters acquired Stream Logics. Founded in 1999, ʻrɔɪtərz is a provider of customizable, high-volume, real-time data mining solutions for hundreds of enterprises across several verticals including financial services, technology and healthcare life sciences. ʻrɔɪtərz webcasting solutions are used for training and certification, marketing and lead generation, and corporate communications. In August 2009 Thomson Reuters bought VHAYU Technologies. VHAYU is a provider of TIC data services, and Thomson Reuters had been distributing its Velocity product under the Reuters TIC Capture Engine label for the 4 years prior to the acquisition. On September 21, 2009, Thomson Reuters bought Hugen Group, the European IR and PR distribution group, from New York Stock Exchange Euronext. Terms have not been disclosed, but it has been reported in Danish newspapers that the price was between 40 million and 42 M. In September 2009, Thomson Reuters bought the Abacus software business from Deloitte, a provider of corporate taxation software for the UK, Ireland, the Netherlands, New Zealand, and Hong Kong, as well as indirect tax reporting software for 20 EU countries. Terms of the transaction were not disclosed. In November 2009 the tax and accounting business acquired Sabrix, Incorporated, a global provider of transaction tax management software applications and related services. In February 2010 Thomson Reuters acquired Aegisoft LLC to improve their electronic trading capabilities by offering direct market access. In May 2010 Thomson Reuters acquired Point Carbon AS, a Norwegian company that provides news and trading analytics for the energy and environmental markets. In October 2010, Thomson Reuters acquired Serenity Law, a matter management and a billing system. In November 2010, Thomson Reuters acquired the legal process outsourcing provider Pager3. Pager3 serves corporate legal departments and law firms worldwide. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. In November 2010, Thomson Reuters acquired the banking data and analytic provider Highline Financial, and GeneGo, a supplier of systems biology databases, software and services. In June 20, 2011, Thomson Reuters acquired CorpSmart from Deloitte. On July 18, 2011 Thomson Reuters acquired Manitron from Thoma Bravo. In August 2011, Thomson Reuters acquired GFMS. In December 2011, Thomson Reuters acquired Modular, a website development firm in the tax and accounting space, in order to further integrate its CS suite of products onto a cloud-based platform. In January 2012, Thomson Reuters acquired Dr. Tax, Canada, a Euro-1 registered trademark largest independently owned developer of income tax software for accounting firms and consumers. In February 2012, Thomson Reuters acquired Red Egg, a provider of media intelligence solutions for public relations and marketing professionals. In June 8, 2012, Thomson Reuters acquired AppSmart, a London-based company specializing in design and development of mobile solutions. In June 25, 2012, Thomson Reuters acquired Zoya Limited, a regional provider of business intelligence and unique tools for financial professionals in the Middle East and North Africa. In July 10, 2012, Thomson Reuters acquired FX Alliance Incorporated, an independent provider of electronic foreign exchange trading solutions to corporations and asset managers. In July 26, 2012, Thomson Reuters announced acquisition of MarkMonitor, a San Francisco-based company specializing in Internet brand protection software and services. In April 16, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired select TaxWorks assets of Red Gear Technologies. In June 6, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired Pricing Partners, a provider of OTC derivatives pricing analytics and independent valuation. In July 2, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired the foreign exchange options business of TradeWeb. In August 16, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired the foreign exchange options risk management technology provider Sigma Genix. In August 18, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired a majority stake in Omnisize Technologies and acquired completely the company in September 16, 2013. In September 10, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired the CPE and CPA division of BISC Education Incorporated. In September 10, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired Quartz. In October 23, 2013, Thomson Reuters acquired Interbrand, acquiring the Quartz family of products for drug pipeline, deals, patents, and company content. Sponsorships: Thomson Reuters has sponsored Canadian golf champion Mike Weir and the AT&T Williams Formula One team. It also sponsors Marketplace, a radio show from American Public Media. See also: Web of Knowledge, Thomson Reuters Citation Laureates. References. Further reading: Peter Kaplan. Thomson Reuters deal would raise U.S. antitrust issue. Reuters, Penny Crosman. How will the Thomson Reuters marriage affect customers? Wall Street and Technology, Ian Austin. Combine Thomson Reuters would challenge Bloomberg. New York Times, Jerry Bowles. Reuters using social media software to launch community around environmental markets. WebPro News, Ovid, Shira. Crunch time at Thomson Reuters. Wall Street Journal: A CEO Glosser is under pressure after restructuring backed by controlling family. External links: official website, Reuters Insider, Thomson Reuters On Demand, Thomson Reuters Foundation.